In the ancient kingdom of Mali, a mysterious and powerful magician stood before the royal court, his eyes closed as he saw a vision of the future. He spoke of a prophecy that shook the foundations of the palace. A child named Kofi would grow up to kill the king and marry the queen, his own mother. Fear gripped the heart of the king, who decided to take drastic measures to prevent this dark fate. Kofi, an innocent baby at the time, was taken away from his mother and sent to live in a distant village, far from the palace and his true identity. Kofi grew up in a small, humble village, unaware of the destiny that had been foretold for him. He was raised by a kind farmer and his wife, who treated him as their own son. Kofi became a strong and capable young man, admired by his peers for his bravery and kindness. He often wondered about his real parents, but his adoptive family kept the secret of his origin hidden. Life in the village was simple and peaceful, but Kofi felt a yearning for something more, a sense that his life was meant for a greater purpose. As Kofi reached adulthood, strange dreams began to haunt him. He saw glimpses of a grand palace, a beautiful queen, and a king who seemed both familiar and distant. These dreams stirred something deep within him, and he felt an inexplicable pull towards the kingdom of Mali. One day, a traveller from the capital arrived in the village, bringing news of the king's ailing health and the turmoil within the kingdom. The traveller spoke of the king's search for a brave warrior to serve in the royal guard, and Kofi felt an undeniable urge to take up this challenge. Kofi bid farewell to his adoptive parents and set off towards the capital, driven by a force he could not fully understand. Along the way, he encountered many challenges and made new friends who admired his courage and strength. His journey was filled with peril and adventure, but Kofi remained steadfast in his resolve to reach the palace. As he approached the kingdom, the dreams grew more vivid, and he began to realize that his destiny was intertwined with the fate of Mali. Upon reaching the capital, Kofi was struck by its grandeur and splendor. The city was bustling with activity, and the palace loomed majestically in the distance. He made his way to the royal court, where he presented himself as a warrior willing to serve the king. The courtiers were impressed by his strength and determination, and he was soon enlisted in the royal guard. Kofi's bravery and skill in combat quickly earned him a reputation, and he rose through the ranks, gaining the favor of the king. The queen, unaware of Kofi's true identity, took notice of the young warrior. She was struck by his nobility and kindness, qualities that reminded her of the child she had lost many years ago. As Kofi spent more time in the palace, he and the queen grew close, forming a bond that neither of them fully understood. The king, now frail and paranoid, began to suspect that there was something unusual about Kofi. His fears were compounded by the magician's prophecy, which still loomed over the kingdom like a dark cloud. One fateful night, the king's paranoia reached its peak. He summoned Kofi to his chambers and accused him of plotting against the throne. Kofi, shocked and confused, denied the accusations, but the king would not listen. In a fit of rage, the king ordered his guards to seize Kofi and throw him into the dungeon. As Kofi sat in his cell, he began to piece together the fragments of his past. The dreams, the queen's affection, and the king's fear all pointed to a truth he could no longer ignore. With the help of his friends in the royal guard, Kofi managed to escape from the dungeon. He fled to the countryside, where he sought refuge with his old village friends. There, he continued to unravel the mystery of his identity, discovering old letters and documents that confirmed his suspicions. Kofi realized that he was indeed the child of the prophecy, destined to fulfill a fate that had been set in motion long before his birth. Determined to take control of his own destiny, Kofi vowed to return to the palace and confront the king. As Kofi gathered his allies and prepared to return to the capital, the kingdom of Mali was plunged into chaos. The king's paranoia had led to widespread unrest, and the people were on the brink of rebellion. Kofi knew that he had to act quickly to prevent further bloodshed and restore peace to the kingdom. With a heavy heart, he set off towards the palace, ready to face the king and the prophecy that had haunted him for so long. The final confrontation between Kofi and the king was inevitable. As Kofi stormed the palace with his allies, he found himself face to face with the man who had tried to destroy him. The king, now a shadow of his former self, pleaded for his life, but Kofi knew that there was no turning back. In a moment of clarity, he realized that the prophecy was not about destiny, but about choice. With a heavy heart, Kofi struck down the king, fulfilling the first part of the prophecy. The queen, devastated by the loss of her husband, turned to Kofi for comfort. As they grieved together, their bond deepened, and they found solace in each other's company. Over time, Kofi and the queen fell in love, fulfilling the second part of the prophecy. The people of Mali, grateful for the end of the king's tyranny, accepted Kofi as their new ruler. Under his leadership, the kingdom flourished, and Kofi's legacy as a just and noble king was secured. The years that followed, Kofi ruled with wisdom and compassion, guided by the lessons he had learned on his journey. He never forgot the prophecy that had shaped his life, but he also understood that it was his choices that defined him. Kofi's story became a legend, a tale of destiny, courage, and the power of love. And though the prophecy had come true, it was the man behind the prophecy who had truly changed the fate of Mali. Kofi and the Queen's love story became a symbol of hope for the people of Mali. They saw in their king and queen a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. Kofi's reign brought about an era of prosperity and peace, and the kingdom of Mali thrived under his rule. The young warrior who had once been sent away to prevent a prophecy had returned to fulfill it in the most unexpected of ways. As the years passed, Kofi and the queen had children of their own, ensuring the continuation of their legacy. Their children grew up hearing the story of their father's incredible journey and the prophecy that had shaped their lives. They learned from Kofi's wisdom as wisdom and courage, carrying on his legacy with pride and honor. The kingdom of Mali continued to flourish, a testament to the strength and resilience of its people. In the twilight of his life, Kofi looked back on his journey with a sense of fulfillment. He had faced unimaginable challenges, made difficult choices, and ultimately fulfilled a prophecy that had seemed impossible. But more importantly, he had found love, family, and a sense of purpose. Kofi's story became a legend that would be passed down through generations, a reminder that even the most daunting of destinies can be shaped by the choices we make. And so, the tale of Kofi, the boy who was destined to change the fate of a kingdom, came to an end. His story lived on in the hearts and minds of the people of Mali, a testament to the power of destiny, the strength of the human spirit, and the enduring power of love. The kingdom of Mali continued to thrive, its people united by the legacy of a king who had fulfilled his destiny with courage, wisdom, and compassion. The story of Kofi in the ancient kingdom of Mali offers several profound moral lessons. 1. Destiny and choice. While destiny may set the stage, it is our choices that truly define us. Kofi's journey illustrates that even when faced with seemingly inevitable prophecies, our actions and decisions shape our true path. He chose to confront his fate head-on and used his free will to bring about positive change. 2. Courage and perseverance. Kofi's unwavering courage and determination in the face of adversity demonstrate the importance of perseverance. Despite the challenges and obstacles, Kofi remained steadfast, showing that bravery and resilience can lead to triumph over seemingly insurmountable odds. 3. The power of love and compassion. The bond between Kofi and the Queen highlights the transformative power of love and compassion. Their relationship not only fulfilled a prophecy but also brought healing and unity to the kingdom. Love and empathy can bridge divides and create lasting peace. 4. Understanding and forgiveness. Kofi's ability to empathize with his adversaries, including the king, and to make difficult decisions with a heavy heart underscores the importance of understanding and forgiveness. True leadership involves seeing beyond personal grievances and making choices for the greater good.